What's happening, everybody? Thank you for tuning into the show. Yes, I know the Canadiens lost. There's a lot to take from this game, though. I mean, I don't know about a lot to take from it, but there was so much that happened in this game. A very, very eventful game. Bit of a frustrating game in terms of the result because, even Marty St. Louis in the second period was like, he had no inclination that the Habs were going to lose this game, just the way that the young guys were playing and keeping the Habs in it. They said it was the worst first period of the Canadian season, which hard to argue against. It was not a very good start. But what I found was interesting, though, even off the first two goals from Columbus, from Sillinger and Nyquist, I mean, even with not just those goals, but some of the other Columbus ones where they came back the other way on even Boone-Jenner's goal, it seemed like Montreal had a scoring chance, and then it just immediately went back the other way for Columbus. And that happened also after Brendan Gallagher's goal, Nick Suzuki's goal. But the Habs really fought back in this one, and some things to point out though. There's a lot. There's a lot on my mind because I just watched the whole game, and so many things. So Arbor Jacki, for example, I forget who he dumped into the Habs bench there, but that was a nice hit. First of all, the end of the second period, he had a fight. He did pretty well in it too, and I just got to pull up. It was against Matthew Olivier. That's right. Okay. That was a decent tilt from Jacki. My gosh, he's strong. He is strong on his skates during a fight. But he didn't, make nearly as many mistakes the rest of the game. He actually had a pretty good game. So I know a lot of you guys were disagreeing with me the other night when I said that maybe Jacki should go to Laval. I really don't know at this point. I genuinely don't know. I think you guys are onto something though. I mean, he made his presence felt more than once in this game with the hit, with the fight, but he's still getting power play time until Mike Matheson gets back. I don't know if he'll stay on it, but Evgeny Dadonov. So Evgeny Dadonov, just my gosh, how many chances did the Habs get? Monahan had a chance where, these guys just had all the time in the world on a 2-on-1 or a 3-on-1, and they either shot it but just couldn't make enough of a play to bury it. I know the Habs still scored 4 goals, but Dadonov had so many chances point blank. He just had a shot, go off a stick or just miss the net. Caulfield just was looking to score tonight desperately and couldn't. He hit the side of the net. He had a puck go over the net on the power play. Habs still got a power play goal on Josh Anderson's goal. But I just found like, my gosh, there were so many chances tonight for Evgeny Dadonov. He's just been getting going more and more, which is good. Up in that trade value, I really hope. I have no idea what we could get for him at this point. I'm going to just fully admit this because if you're still watching right now, I'm just going to admit this, that I said that when we got Dadonov in the Shea Weber trade, I was like, oh man, hopefully we can flip him for a first or second round or both. I actually said that for Evgeny Dadonov to get a first or second round pick for him. I just could have shut the channel right there. Just the one comment that somebody said, oh, it just blew me out of the water. This game, yeah, like it was nice that the Habs stayed in it, of course, but just it's more frustrating when they can't at least push it to overtime because Brendan Gallagher's goal, for example, that was a pretty play. Nick Suzuki's goal from behind the net was a very beautiful goal, of course. Nick just Nick's going to get 70 plus points this season easily, I think. But just frustrating that the Habs, once again, they just couldn't seem to not let Columbus come right back into it. It was similar feeling to the Pittsburgh game. Even Suzuki said that in his post game, how, the Habs don't give up, but I mean, they're giving up a lot of breakaways in this game. And that was something that St. Louis noticed, Suzuki noticed. Suzuki was notably not happy after this game. You could just tell. He was even saying how, guys are getting away from the concepts that Marty's teaching and just kind of trying to ad lib or improvise out there when they should be trying to stick to the concepts. And St. Louis said how, the guys were specifically in the first period, just too focused on whether it was an offensive chance, but they weren't being defensively responsible. They weren't kind of taking care of the puck from the defensive side. That's why it cost them in that first period and ended up being their worst period of the season so far. So what else we got? Credit to also Korpisalo. He had a heck of a game, even though that the Habs still scored 4 goals on him. The Habs had 42 shots in this game, which was a tie for their season total against Pittsburgh, I believe it was. So Korpisalo making 38 saves in this game, and he made a lot of good ones too, because the Habs again had so many opportunities point blank that they couldn't capitalize on, despite scoring the 4 goals. So Montreal had every chance in this game to win it, really, and they dominated puck possession for a lot of it. I felt like after the first period, there was a reset there, and they just came back. And the second period still wasn't great. They were down 2-0 until near the end of it when Josh Anderson scored, what ended up being a power play goal with seconds to go. That was a really nice play, a nice face-off win from Dvorak. If you saw Brendan Gallagher's work there, really nice work getting that puck to Anderson on that goal. And then Gally had a crazy angle to score on. And you got to give credit to Mike Hoffman on Gallagher's goal, especially because the way he just, received the puck and was able to corral it and keep it in the offensive zone, getting it to Christian Dvorak, and then Dvorak the no-look pass, and Gally having a really tough angle to put that puck in. But despite that, yeah. So Gally's going to get his 200th career goal. I think on his next one, I think Gally's at 199 now, I believe, or 198. But this game was disappointing not to get at least to overtime. Like, to me, that was like, I didn't feel like winning was a great possibility just the way the game was going, but I was like, at least get a loser point, and I would have been satisfied with that. For those of you that are, still pulling for the Connor Bedard sweepstakes, this was good for you, I guess. But, Adam Fantilli, Mishkov, those are the top 3 picks potentially going in this year's draft. But anyway, enough about them. I was actually going to, my microphone went all crazy there. I was going to mention I was going to just show a clip of the post game from Nick Suzuki on Twitter, because apparently Twitter is going to be no longer, according to everything that's going on right now. Thankfully, I'm not a huge Twitter user, but I'm sure it's going to stay. Somebody's going to buy it back. So whatever Elon decides to do is up to him. All right, so this is a good time, by the way, for me to release tomorrow. Games like these, I'm really looking forward to the Habs' future, because and I want to give a shout out to Slavkovsky, first NHL assist this season. He had a really nice assist on Jordan Harris's goal, and I got to give another shout out to Nick Suzuki on his assist on Jordan Harris's goal, because he was like falling down as he passed the puck to Harris. But Harris redeeming himself for that first goal that was banked in off him. But tomorrow I'm going to be releasing my first 23-24 mock lineup, looking ahead to the future of the Canadiens and when their prospects come up and become part of this team. It's going to be a lot more exciting when you don't have so many moving parts. Like we've mentioned, we know a lot of guys are not going to be here at the end of the season. So also sucks for Paul Byron, by the way. We forget about Paul Byron, not even getting a chance to get in this lineup this year. His hip is just not recovering, apparently, or we don't have any update on him. So hopefully he gets in at some point. I would like to see Paul Byron back in the lineup before the end of the season. If we're going to have guys like Dadonov, Drouin's hurt now, Armia's hurt right now, it would be nice to see Paul Byron just to get a chance to end his career on a high note, kind of like Jeff Petrie did, in my opinion. I'm going to just leave it at that, because after a loss, I don't know what the attention rate is. Some of you guys stick to the end no matter what, because you guys are awesome, but I don't expect you guys to sit through this whole thing through a loss. But if you do, I appreciate it. So with that in mind, smash the like button if you like the channel, and also hit subscribe if you're enjoying the content. The new camera is arriving tomorrow, and the plan is, at least right now, to shoot my first mock lineup for the 23-24 season with the new camera that I got. If not, it'll be done on here. Either way, that video is coming out tomorrow. So thanks so much, guys, for watching. Go Habs, go. We are 8-1 now. Is that right? Well, we're definitely a 500 team. Either way, we're 8-8 right now. So back home to play back home to play Philly, another Pennsylvania team, on Saturday night. And we'll see you guys then. We'll see you before that, of course, with the video that I just mentioned. But all my best, guys. Talk soon. Go Habs, go. Cheers.